Hello there, just another INFJ ramble. Today's topic is going to touch on observing the mind and the mind of others. Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever gone into a mode of observation and actually observed the inner workings of your mind? I think it starts with that first, and then once you become more familiar with how your own mind operates, then you enter this like sphere or dimension of existence that allows you to recognize where other people are at. You know what I mean? And how conscious people are, how unconscious they are, what level or degree they have acquired by just viewing the way the mind functions and the way the mind is controlling your reactions or responses. So, like, I think I've gotten to a place where I'm pretty non-reactive. I'm pretty detached to external circumstances, and I can view things without letting them take me for a ride and just kind of move through them into the next segment or moment of time, if that even makes sense. But anyhow, because I've acquired a certain level of mastery, I don't think I am a master, but you know, I've mastered myself to some extent, to a point where I can recognize other people's minds and the dysfunctions of it. But I think, like I said, it started with recognizing my own, my own dysfunctions, my own triggers, my own addictions, my own, in my own mind. So now that I've recognized the things within myself, I can recognize those clearly in others that I encounter. And it's really interesting. Just an example, I was dealing with a customer. Well, I deal with an array of customers, but most customers, they'll come to me and they're totally indecisive, really like not sure what they want. And then they ask me to suggest something because they don't feel they have the ability to do so for themselves. In that case, I don't want to take responsibility for your experience, so I just kind of throw it back in their ballpark and I tell them, you and I are completely different people. You need to listen to what you think you need and then go from there. I'm not going to make the decision for you because we're all highly individualistic beings, and I don't want to, suggest something that would be detrimental to your system, and you should know your system best, more so than anyone else. And same for me, like I should know what is necessary to consume in the moment or not necessary to consume in the moment. I shouldn't have to have someone else tell me. You know what I mean? I get it. I get like some people are at certain levels of consciousness where they're still, needing guidance. But you get to a point eventually where you realize that the only guidance you really need has always been with you, inside of you. You just need to tune into it to a point where you can actually hear. You know what I mean? But anyhow, yeah, I've also noticed people who are indecisive, who are at conflict with themselves, who are diseased with themselves, and these people's energies are projected outwards into their immediate environment and the people they encounter. And if you're not aware of that, you will become highly reactive, and you will also allow it to affect you. But if you're aware of it, then you know you can graciously move through it unaffected. And I think to some degree I am at that point in my life. There's certain days or moments where, you know, I'm not in alignment completely, so you know, I do let others take me for a ride, but then once I realize like what's going on, then I kind of like bring myself back to myself, anchor myself, and then I just don't let anything bother me anymore, you know. I think we're all striving towards that on a subconscious or conscious level, right? We're seeking for inner peace, and we're seeking for calmness, you know, and it really doesn't need to be that complicated. I think people make it complicated because they cannot understand the complexity of their mind, you know, and yeah, they just externalize that. And then if you are having a low spiritual immune system, you're going to catch it, you know. So it's important to build up your immunity. Anyhow, it's my little ditty on watching your mind and the minds of others. Yeah, if you're tuning into my channel, sometimes I'll make videos, I'll post them, and I'll take them down. I don't know why I choose that. Maybe because I just don't want to deal with other people's dysfunctions. You know what I mean? Because it's funny. So if you are at a, it's not good or bad, right or wrong, right? I'm just saying this so you can understand. If you are at a lower degree of consciousness, when you are presented with material that you don't have, how do I say? When you're at a certain level of consciousness and you're presented a material that's on a different level or degree that is not comprehensible to you, I notice these people have a tendency to attack you from an ignorant place, or they have a tendency to just kind of like go into defense mode. I don't want to have to defend myself in any way, shape, or form. And so it's just easier to just remove the material so that I don't have to deal with these type of mindsets. It's nothing personal. It's just, if I'm going to use my energy, if I'm going to consciously choose to use my energy, I don't want to use it at battle with someone else or with myself. You know what I mean? I'd rather use that energy to kind of transmute it into something that is beneficial and worthwhile. Anyhow, I don't know if you understand me, and if you don't, that's cool. Blessings to one and all. Thank you for watching this video, and if you learned something, cool. If you didn't learn anything, that's cool too. Tomato, tomato. Have a beautiful day. Blessings to one and all. Amen.